Hello, and welcome to the Corley CC podcast. I am Corley's chairman and third team captain, Steve. What size? I've got with me.
Morgan Eames, first team captain.
And today we've got special guests. We have got Corley's finest first 11 batsman, or first 11 wannabe batsman, Faiz Khan. Faiz, how are you, mate?
Very well, thank you. How are you, Stephen?
I'm all right. This is our first actual podcast. We did that sort of club update one that we should put out, but this is going to be a bit more sort of general to club cricket, your experiences, Faiz, in club cricket, and cricket in general, and hopefully people will enjoy it. We don't know. It's an experiment. Who knows?
Hopefully.
But,
I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you for watching, whether it be on YouTube or on the podcast channels. Thank you very much. So, where should we start?
Where should we start? Well, what we've got coming up in the next few weeks.
Yeah, so we are now recording this, what is it, 20 something of March?
22nd, I think.
Yeah, so near the end of March. We've got 3 weeks until our friendly against Barbie, which we always look forward to. Your first game as captain.
Yeah.
Good one for you.
Yeah, no, I do like having a friendly before we start, just in general. I mean, obviously this year being captain, but it's always nice to just settle in, have a game where it doesn't, the result doesn't matter. You sort of give everyone a game, and no, it's a good way to start the season for sure.
And it's a nice place to go to as well, and they always look after us, don't they? Barbie? Great tea, which we don't get a lot very often Not anymore. No. And an opportunity to get some time in the middle. I'll be umpiring it with our club umpire Ryan, and yeah, look forward to it. Should be good. So that's 3 weeks. 4 weeks the league starts. Unfortunately, since you last saw from me and Morgan, it's got a lot drier, so we should be in a better position.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I think it might have been a bit of a pudding when we get out there, but should be a lot better now. So we're in a good spot. Let's bring you in, Faiz.
Yes.
So how long have you been at Corley now? How long have you been here?
I've been at Corley for 11 years now. 2015.
I remember when you first started. That seems
flew by.
That's gone quick.
It's gone quick. 2015, my first year with Corley.
Wow. And how old were you?
15.
15. There you go.
15 years of age.
So, how did you come by Corley first of all?
Very random, to be honest. I was at Covent North Warwick, growing up for a year, and there was a bloke there called Dave. He ran the junior section there, and my mum messaged him saying, "Oh, my son wants to get back in cricket. He used to at Covent North Warwick," and he was like, "No, I'm at Corley now. Bring him up. We'd love to have him here." And I just turned up, and that was it. That was pretty much how.
And you've never been anywhere else?
No. So turned up, loved it, and pretty much stayed ever since.
Unless you don't get in the first team, and then you're threatening to go somewhere else.
Empty threats. Just have to drop in there every now and then, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just to make sure you stay in that first team.
Exactly.
You started playing with me and Stuart Rasburn in the third team.
That was in my first season. Yeah.
And scored a few. You scored 50s in your first year. Was it your second year? You scored something?
It was my second year. My first year here, I only played like 3 games, I want to say.
Yeah.
My first game against Pakistan.
Was it?
I remember.
Local rivals were only over there.
At Ansley, yeah, it was a lot. But yeah, first 50s came in my first full season. At Corley, the first year, I only played 3 senior games, I want to say. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, really loved it, and played pretty much every week since then.
You have actually played most weeks. I reckon you played like 90 to 95%
at least
of Saturdays you've been available.
Yeah,
100%. I'd say
100%. Like, it was just very enjoyable. I loved it. Loved playing cricket. Loved spending Saturdays with my mates, and yeah, it just worked well for me.
And now as we mentioned, you started in 13. You worked your way through, played a bit of 2 stuff, and now you're in the 1. So, what would be your ambitions? What would be your ambitions for the next sort of year to 3 years, maybe?
I think it's really sort of staying in the 1s, really cementing a spot in the 1s.
So it's the man you got impressed now.
Oh, there we go. Turned all internet in. I think I've done all right. But it is just cementing a spot. There's a lot of competition in the 1s for certain spots, but also from the 2s, people coming up.
Yeah.
So
2s had a massive year last year, didn't they?
Exactly. And a lot of people did perform in the 2s. A lot of people performed in the 1s. So it's just really cementing a spot, sort of backing yourself and keeping your spot for yourself, not letting someone in the 2s come up and take that spot from you. If you were to ask me what my ambition is this year, it would be that, just sort of keep my spot in the ones, essentially.
And carrying on from that, though, you've shown a lot in terms of your prep, coming to winter nets, hitting balls. Yes. You spoke to me once about getting some one-to-one coaching.
It was an idea. I haven't committed to it yet, but it is an idea.
The option's still there, though, isn't it?
100%.
Time on your hands.
Just finding someone that you trust with your game, to be honest, because you're not going to go and pay someone just to sort of throw a few balls at you. You do want someone that's going to benefit you. But yeah, it is an option. Cricket is definitely something I want to get better at. I just want to score more runs. No one wants to turn up on a Saturday and, get a duck every week. That's no one's ambition, is it? So,
Morgs, from your perspective, being a captain, you want that commitment from your players, don't you? You want people to prepare, especially, as I said about the weather, them pitches are going to be dicey when we get out there.
Yeah.
So you want people to be hitting balls and be ready for that first ball come April, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And winter nets can be one of them where, it's a Thursday night, it's in the middle of winter, it seems, not a place where most people would prefer to be. But even if you just turn up, like you say, hit a few balls, have a bowl, it doesn't matter what surface we're playing on. It's obviously indoor, it's going to be a lot different than outdoors, but a lot of the time it is just about hitting balls, and then come the season, it'll feel like you've been playing for months. Whereas if you turn up having maybe one or two nets, it's like still new. Like cricket, you haven't played in 6 months. I just think it's so important that even coming along to 3 or 4 winter nets, getting that practice in is huge.
The winter nets are not ideal. They're not massively realistic in terms of what you're going to face out there. However, it's still hitting balls. It's still getting a leg up on your competition in terms of fighting for them places. And I think it's more important. I don't even know we talk about you with the batting, but as a bowler, going in and actually turning your arm over, bowling some balls, making that shoulder hurt on a Friday morning, which mine definitely does. But it makes a massive difference when you get out outdoors in start of April. So, yeah, winter nets have gone well. Probably benefited more, lots of yourself as we've come more weeks. But
yes, yeah.
I think we're in a good place. We could probably need a few people to get over hit when we get outside before the season starts. But we'll be okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
So for you, Faiz, any sort of numbers you have in mind in terms of 50s or averages or total runs or anything like that? I know it's easy. I know it's hard to say, but have you got something, a mental target maybe?
I haven't really deeped that side of it too much, numbers and how many 50s I want, how many of this I want. I've had a bit of a friendly wager with you, Stephen, of trying to average.
Explain what that wager is.
It's a very simple one. Average 30 in the ones, which is a very ambitious target, but aim high. Hopefully get close or achieve that.
I don't want people thinking that I bet against him because I don't like him. I've said that I would happily hand that money over if he averages over 30. I'll smile and shake his hand and say, well done, you've earned it.
I just think 30 is a nice round number. I think to average 30 in club cricket is a very good benchmark.
Yeah, I think a minimum of 25, you say you've had a good season.
Yeah,
so if you average 30, you've had a great season. So.
That's what I mean. And if sort of I average 30, I know I've outperformed myself, outperformed what I've achieved in the last few years, whatever, really. But I've well exceeded what I've done in the last couple of years. So I think 30 it's a nice round number. What's that, 10 games, 300 runs. Do you know what I mean? 20 games, 600 runs. So if we're working it out like that, 600 runs is a target, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a very, very good number.
I'll take it. I would absolutely take that.
It'd be a very good number.
I'd take that for sure. As, captain,
you take that over the next 10 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, personally, I mean, geez.
We'd give it a go. I don't know. I just think...
Yeah, as a captain, you love that for batsmen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I mean, yeah.
I just think this season, I don't know what it is. I just feel so much more up for it. I think having winter netted with Morgan being there every week and sort of just talking about plans and what his aspirations are, what my aspirations are, and sort of talking about that a little bit every week at winter nets, it's definitely got me up for it.
And let's be honest, you've lost a bit of timber as well.
We're trying.
I wish I could follow suit.
We ended last season the heaviest I've ever been in my adult life. Well, in my life, full stop.
Oh, yeah. And really chunky baby.
And we're down around 10 to 11 kilograms since then. So we're hoping to lose another couple by the season. But yeah, that's where we are. That's where we are.
We'll have to stop because one of the things that happens, especially here in the season, is finish the game and go, oh, should we go get a Nando's or should we go?
Yeah,
should we go get a KFC or something?
Reward yourself.
It's not ideal.
Maybe we should try and avoid that.
Every Saturday morning we've got a breakfast cooked for us.
We
full English basically.
We have the breakfast. We have the full English.
It's a lot.
My partner Tiff, she does breakfast at Corley, so any visiting teams, if you're watching the Warwickshire area, you'll get a breakfast if you come in on a Saturday morning. I know it's beautiful, and you love it, don't you?
If anything is too good, and that's probably why I weighed in
a
ridiculous amount.
You say that, but the results were so maybe just an army marches on its belly and all that. So get people ready for the game. I know Brett, who's only next door, he's doing some work for us, but he absolutely loves it. So it's done really well. I think that sort of thing helps with the morale, doesn't it? So you want to.
I think so. Yeah.
You want to have obviously a squad in our case, 4 teams on a Saturday that are going into a game feeling confident, feeling happy, knowing their roles, knowing what they can do to contribute to the team, which probably you've struggled with in the past. Would you say?
In terms of what? Sorry.
Just not knowing how you fit into a certain team, or thinking, I think I could do a job in this team, but I'm actually in this team, or I perhaps think I should be batting here and not here. And then you not necessarily have the consistency that you want.
Yeah, and whether that's just me being unrealistic or wanting to achieve higher than what I currently was achieving at that time, it's just, not knowing where you fit in, it does sort of play a part. A little bit negative mindset, and then if you feel you're playing below where you should be, you then sort of have to, in your head, you're like, I need to prove myself, I need to sort of really step up here, and then if you don't, you then take another hit in the confidence kind of thing.
You've set a lot of challenges over the years, haven't you?
Yeah. So it can be quite negative, but
go out and score runs.
It's an opportunity to prove yourself, but then if you don't prove yourself, it can sort of take a hit on the confidence side of things. But yeah, there's always opportunities at a club like this. I think, like I say, there's so much competition between the ones and twos. If somebody performs in the twos, there's always going to be a spot available in the ones for you to go and take, because not all 11 players in the ones are going to be firing. There is always going to be that pressure.
And availability.
Availability always going to play a factor. But with there being so much competition, it is just work hard, train hard, and then results. Results are the most important side of it, I suppose, aren't they?
Yeah, it's probably something we struggled with in the past was finding those roles for people. And we've definitely got better at that over the last few years. With starting with Tom as captain and Matty, and now leaning to Morgan. And then that's filtered down in second, third and fourth teams. And I know for me being in the third team and Dave in the fours, we sort of say, well, if he's not got a role, why are you picking him? And you sort of say, no, he's there to bat 5, for example, or open the bowling, and try and give people a clear direction of what their job's going to be on Saturday. Because at the end of the day, we're all doing it because we love the sport. We're all doing it because we want to do something in the sport.
Of course, yeah.
You don't want to be batting 9 and not bowling, or it's just a waste of a Saturday, isn't it, when you're working all week? So
of course, yeah.
I think that's something we've improved on in recent years. So, and you've been the beneficiary of that.
Of course, more of a role. Of course, yeah. I think knowing a role in the team is so important. Just turning up, wondering what you're going to do, whether you're going to even get a chance to bat, a chance to bowl. It's you sort of would like to know what your role in that team is, what you offer that team, and what you can contribute. I think contributing is really important. Otherwise, it just feels like a bit of a waste of a day, more than anything. So I think contribution, knowing where you fit in, is so important for a team.
I'm sure all clubs over the country sort of feel this as well.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, it's not uncommon. You speak to other clubs around the local area, and it's just trying to find that balance with especially with juniors as well. Trying to make sure that if you're bringing in a junior into the team, that they have a game. You don't want to kill them off and sort of make them not enjoy their day. Okay, I think we're going to fit the tables now. You've got your first team captain here. You can ask him as much as you want on camera.
Go for it.
Go on.
Oh dear. What I'd like to know from Morgan is, what are the ambitions for the first team as a team, not individuals, as a team? Where do you see the sort of first team going this year?
Well, coming off the back of last season, obviously promoted the season before and coming into Div 2, finishing 4th was, so I think that, normally if a team coming up, you're thinking, mid-table, maybe escaping relegation. I think to finish 4th and be up there challenging as we were, obviously we had likes of Ed and Deck, who were massive helps, but I think that did good for everyone, seeing what they could do at their ages as well. Like you had people like James having a great season, Harnett with the ball, and I think we'll try and carry that on and again push for promotion, because I like the way this team's gone since I joined. This will be my 3rd season. it's literally just like the highest of expectations, which I love. Like, this club will never like settle for like mid-table or anything like that. It'll always be like, no, we're looking, we know we're better than, 10 out of 12 teams in this league, or 9 out of 11, because obviously you can't be better than yourself. Yeah. But yeah, so I'd love to try and push this team towards the top of the table, and with the likes of yourself, everyone that's going to end up playing. There's probably 15 or 16 players I'm looking at the minute who are deserving of a place in the first team, based on my knowledge of their ability. So it's going to be a good headache to have. But I know with the players we've got, and again with the second team players who we're going to have chances to push up the team, I think we're going to have a great season, and I do have high hopes. And myself, I hope I can manage the team well, because obviously I haven't been captain before.
Yeah.
Vice captain for the midweek team, so I had a bit of insight last year on how things go. But obviously Saturday cricket is a lot different.
Yeah.
But no, and I've had a lot of help over the winter of yourselves and Paul's been a great help, and I've had messages off a lot of people just offering me support. So no, I'm really hopeful that we'll be towards the top of the table.
Coming on to that, coming from that, having sort of that 15, 16 player squad at the minute, is there anything you're looking for in players that are going to help them during selection or anything like that? Just anything on that?
Yeah, well, number one is it sounds cliche, but work hard. Like, come to training, commitment to turn up on time on game days, for whatever team you're in. Go and have a net. Just show me and the other captains that you want to be there, you want to get better. And again, if there's anything that I can do to help with progression, I'd absolutely encourage people to ask me, to tell me what I can do. But yeah,
just going on that, I think people need to open to criticism,
100%,
and sort of agree that there is a potential for them to get better in certain areas. I mean, I'm not a coach, but I've watched enough cricket to know if someone could be doing something better. And I'll happily say that I'm not a coach, but I think X, Y, Z. And I think, having that from your teammates is going to be important, especially because we haven't got many coaches really, like qualified coaches.
100%, yeah.
So it's got to be on you. The emphasis has got to be on you to improve.
I think taking criticism's an important point. Something I've not done very well in my time here, being honest. No, being told, work on this, you could be doing this better. It's never, the nicest thing to hear. But I think anyone who says that to anyone at this club, it always comes from a good place. It's never malicious. It's always, we want to see you improve. So we're giving you this bit of advice. So I think, taking criticism, like you say, Stephen, very important.
And just again, like Morgan said, I think if someone drops us a text as a captain and says, I'm going to look for one-on-one coaching sessions, or I'm going to go up on a Friday night and have a hit before Saturday, you're thinking, oh, great, this person's committed, they want to improve, they want to get ready for that Saturday, which is also automatically a big tick in the book, isn't it? So from a captain's perspective, like me and Morgan, I think that's an important thing. When you want to see that commitment to improving.
That's one thing I'd say about this club is I normally take criticism quite well, because I know I need to improve in a lot of areas. There's some people who probably don't take it so well because they think they're doing well, or yeah, pretty much. Or
is that about Faiz? What are you talking about there, mate?
But but yeah, that's one thing I'd say is, like, I've never, whatever advice I've got off anyone here, I would never say they've done it because they're having a go at me, or anything like that. It's always been, like you said, from a good place. Everyone wants everyone else to improve, and I've always felt that. So I've always taken criticism as a advice kind of thing, rather than he's having a go at me, or he's just trying to put me down. But absolutely, practice is number one, and showing that you want to improve and play at highest level will absolutely help you.
No, I agree. To be honest, that racks up. That finishes up my questions.
Thanks, Faiz. One of the things that I think was working in the first team's favour this year is the fact that Pickwick have got promoted.
Yeah.
And they so you ain't got to worry about them this year because they are serious. They've pumped in a lot of money and they're doing really well. Who else was not? Lindworth, wasn't it?
Lindworth,
it's same situation.
Similar sort of circumstance, isn't it?
So those two have gone up, which is going to be a help because they were head and shoulders probably above the rest of the league. But I think now
when you're paying 9 out of 11 players, it kind of helps,
exactly.
To be honest,
and we pay absolutely zero, and rightly so, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well.
So they're gone. We've got more. Nuneaton have come down. Nether Whittaker have come down,
and Nolan Dorridge.
And
3 teams came down, didn't they?
Twos. So new challenges. We've never. I can't remember ever playing Nuneaton first team on a Saturday.
I think they've always been above us. I think they've always been Division Prem.
Different. Nether Whittaker have not played in a long time. I know that they used to have a rivalry with us years ago, and then K&D twos. We played again a few years ago, but not for a while. I can't remember who's come up from the bottom. Earlswood.
Earlswood have.
They've signed some players.
Yeah.
Earlswood have signed some players.
Jack Williams.
Jack Williams, who's
bit of a player.
Scores a lot of runs in the leagues, yeah. And who else came up from the bottom? Ambleside.
That's it, yeah. I know.
Good team.
Yeah. The one who Faiz always threatens he's going to leave to join.
Nah, don't know what he's on about.
What's his name, the guy you know there?
Matty, he's a captain there.
Oh, yeah. We have to make sure he watches this so he gets a mention.
No. Yeah, fortunately, I'm staying at
Corley.
We'll
see how many runs he scores and then we'll decide if we can have him or not.
Deal's off the table, I heard.
But I think, Div 2, because obviously we don't know a couple of the teams, but on the whole, I think we should go in fairly confident, don't you think?
Yeah, no, I think so. Like you said, there's some good teams in there, especially the ones coming down. They're coming down from a league that's the one off the Premier League. Obvious thing to say, but
Got Michael Owen here.
I know, yeah. It's Premier League's one above Div 1, if you didn't know.
It's great insight.
I know.
Great content right there.
Our first team captain. That's our first team captain.
That's why we create a podcast for insights like that.
I know. And but there is some good teams. The existing teams in the league, like the likes of Berkswell, they're all going to be teams that we're going to compete with. But like last season, we showed we can beat pretty much every team in that league. And with the new signings we've got, with the new lads coming in, the depth, it looks good for us, and I am excited to see how we go. Like I said, the 15, 16 players I'm looking at.
They're all competing for that.
Yeah, and even if we have a few unavailabilities, it's still going to be a strong team.
Yeah.
And then obviously with the guys from the twos coming up, and the young lads have done really well at training. Lots of Hayden, Aaron, Leighton. They've all shown that they're sort of hungry and they want to play, and which is good to see. They've been there week in, week out, so it definitely helps their case getting into that team.
Yeah, I think something you just said there, Morgan, really shows the change in mentality. I think when I came up into the ones sort of around COVID time, 21-22, that's when I sort of got my first call up, and any Birmingham League team we'd play against, it would be their twos, it would never be their ones, obviously, and we'd sort of go there with that mentality of, Birmingham League team, we need to try and get a result out of this, whereas now we're sort of going with the mentality of there's no team in there that we can't beat.
In fact, I think we're going in as favourites. I'm thinking, no.
Exactly.
We can beat these, yeah.
I think showing such a big change in mentality from a few years ago, thinking, we've lost before we've even turned up because they're the Birmingham League team, to now actually, no, we're better than them. Let's go turn them over.
Just to kind of explain what Faiz is referring to is that the Birmingham League teams, their second team's going to the Warwickshire League, which is what we're in.
Yeah.
So there are occasions where second 11s will be mixed with the first team. First team's in the Warwickshire League, sorry. So we're playing Nolan Dorridge and Berkswell. So if by miraculous something amazing happens and people all over the country are watching this, I'm sure there's people out there who go, I've heard of Nolan Dorridge, I've heard of Berkswell.
Yeah.
These are like national league, like national level clubs. They don't really sign any idiots, do they?
No.
So, even though it's their second team, they're still strong. And it shows the level we're not playing at. So.
And a lot of their second team are contending, again, similar to our club, they're contending for first team spots as well. Not all of them, obviously, but a fair few of them will be contending for first team spots. So they are good cricketers for us to go and be able to sort of, little old Corley, go and turn them over. That's huge for us.
Again, that's our progression. So that's
massively,
probably since COVID, really. That's our progression. And sort of now we're getting honestly, we weren't respected before, but we're now getting more respect in terms of our ability on a Saturday to turn teams over.
100%.
And thinking, going, oh God, Corley will come in this week. That's going to be a tough game. And we never used to have that.
No.
So especially not the level we're playing at. You know, Div 2 Warwickshire now is a lot stronger than Div 2 Warwickshire was 10 years ago. So I think we were. I'd say this is the highest standard we've ever played.
I think Paul, who's been here a long time, has said that like this Div 2 is probably the strongest league we've been a part of as a club. And he's been here for what, 30 odd years. So
which is something
if anyone's going to know the level we've played at as a club, it's Paul.
Yeah, I think so. So going on to, we'll probably dip back into club cricket, but we know that the ECB are pumping a lot of money into the 100 at the minute. We saw the auction last week. Did you watch it?
I've watched little bits. I know sort of who's
Did you see
where.
some of the prizes that were flying around?
200, 300 grand.
I mean, James Coles, who's never played an international match,
360? 390.
£390,000. And I was like, what? For
crazy money in it.
It's
crazy money.
Mad. But I just want to ask you about the 100, and both of you. So I love it, personally. I think it's great. And, you know, my partner, Tiff, who's next door now, she never used to like cricket, but she loves the 100 because easy to understand, it's fast-paced, cheap, accessible.
Yeah.
And great atmosphere when you go to Edgbaston and all the other grounds. So, just want to ask you about your opinion of the 100 and what you think.
If you're asking me personally, I'm not a big watcher of cricket in general. I like to play it. I'll watch it if it's on, but I'll never I've just never been big on watching it. But with how inclusive it is, getting people to watch, making cricket a lot more inclusive and understandable, overs, not 6 balls being 5 balls, just little changes like that. Just make it a lot more inviting to people who don't know about cricket. I think in terms of that, it's fantastic. It's got a lot more people talking and watching cricket. But yeah, they've gone a bit mainstream this year, haven't they? Where they're pumping out a lot of money compared to the last couple of years.
The Indian influence, well, not just Indian influence, but influence more these investors all over the world. There's one in America that owned Birmingham City. Sorry, Morgan, being a Villa fan. They're pumping loads of money in, and obviously the Indian investors as well. Yeah, the money's just...
Was it half the teams are now owned by Indian investors? So 4 out of the 8?
They don't own the whole team, but they're partly invested by Indian owners who own the franchises back in the IPL. And there's a lot of controversy about them picking up this Pakistani player, which is just absolutely rubbish in my opinion. He's there to play cricket.
Yeah, no politics. We're there to play cricket.
I don't think politics get involved. If they want to pick this Indian player, fair play to them. Pakistani player, fair play to them. They've done it. That's their choice. So that's my little rant over about that.
I wondered where that was going.
Happened, and then that was the talk of it. I was like, no, talk about the players that have been picked rather than the politics behind it. Anyway, rant over.
Yeah, that's my opinion on the 100. I enjoy it if it's on. I'll go watch it with some of the Corley boys if we sort of plan a little trip out to Edgbaston. Yeah. But I'm just not a huge watcher of cricket personally.
I'm not. I'm also not a massive watcher of cricket unless I've got the time to. Yeah, England. I watch England. I do try and watch the Phoenix when the 100's on. But I'd say it's good that the 2 games happen in the one day. So you have the women, then the men, because it is still a short format, but it still makes a day out of it. If people are going to watch it, so you've obviously got the first game at 3, and then the second game in the evening.
6,
so it's not. So you're obviously great for families to go and watch both men and women. But yeah, again, like you say, it's something a bit different. It's obviously attracted a load of overseas players. You see the top players in there like Joe Root, David Warner. They've all played in it. And I think it is
this year probably bigger and better because of the money as well.
Yeah,
some of the best women players in the world are playing the 100. Men's, I think, because the men's clashes with a few international series, that's probably limited it a little bit. But on the whole, I think the quality overseas is a lot better. I remember talking to Matt, another one of our friends at the club, about it, and he says some of these players don't get in their county teams and they're playing the 100 over the last few years. And it's mental, this is not the flagship ECB tournament it should be, but now I think it will be.
Yeah.
Because they're going with the auction and you can see the better players getting picked up.
I think they are really taking an influence from bigger leagues like the IPL, Big Bash, where they're doing these auctions, signing big names. Big names equals bigger crowds, I suppose. So
yeah, absolutely.
It is just blowing up.
It's good. And the international scene. So who have England got this year? We've got Sri Lanka.
I think Pakistan touring. I think Pakistan have a white
See,
ball tour.
that shows how much we watch international cricket.
I wouldn't know.
No, Pakistan are touring.
My sort of rant again about international is I think they're pricing people out for the international tickets.
I think test match tickets are like £100 a day. It's
getting
mental
silly
now.
money. And I think they're trying to encourage people to go to more test matches, which is great. They need to make more of an effort to get people to do that.
Yeah. Do you think the prices?
I refuse to go.
I know. We've had a few days over the last years. We did India in Headingley, South Africa in Old Trafford, a couple of the boys, and every time we invite old Stephen here, he's just like, no, not paying that much. Refuses.
Well,
Deepest pockets, stingiest man up there.
I was going to go last year.
Long pocket, short out.
I was going to go last year. I got I entered the ballot for the India series. I got to it was like £80 for a day, and I think
that's cheap.
Yeah, I know. But then,
I'll do that.
Then I was like, but then you get there, it's like you spend the money on food, train, and it's not just the £80 of the ticket; it turns into £200 with the drinks as well.
Yeah, I said that as well. It turns into potentially £300 a day, depending on what you want to do. So yeah,
and most of the time you probably forget about it at the end because you had that much to drink.
Yes, that's true. So it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So what are you looking forward to, Faiz? Not cricket related at the club this year. So just around the club in general. Being social with your mates. Obviously, the winter season in cricket is very, what's the word? Don't know. You're just not as social. You're a lot more. It's quiet.
It's a lot quieter. You're not seeing your mates as much. Whereas up here, we're seeing our mates 2-3 days a week with training, games. You know, just going out, grabbing food, whatever.
We're going to stop that.
Yeah, we're going to stop that. Can't let that happen again.
Can't let that again.
But yeah, you're seeing your mate 2-3 times a week. And yeah, it's just a lot more social, a lot more sort of outdoorsy. The sun's out. It's nice weather. All in all, I'm just looking forward to. Fingers crossed. You're just looking forward to being out a little bit more, seeing your mates a lot more. We've got some nice, big social events planned. Obviously, I know we got Tiki Night, Stars in Your Eyes, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, all booked in now.
Again, just social night, social days with your mates. I think that's what I'm most looking forward to.
So I think you're right. I think during the winter, you obviously talk to your friends.
Bleak, isn't it?
You obviously talk to your friends, of course. We've got group chats and what have you, but actually trying to get people together to meet up.
Yeah.
Cricket's the reason why we do meet up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So trying to get everyone in the same place at the same time during the winter is nigh impossible. Like we sometimes do the rugby.
Sometimes we get
to cover rugby or something
like that.
And then
there's always one person that's busy or they just can't make it that weekend, that kind of stuff. So
whereas you know that
always
club on a Saturday night, we're all going to be here.
Yeah, everyone's here.
Going, Faiz, you had a good ball today. And you're like, yeah, I got good. And then your other mate says, no, we didn't. You played across the line to a straight one. All right.
Dodgy track, it rolled. Practicing my excuses already.
So just things like that. It's hard. I think a lot of clubs probably don't even talk to their members from October or September through to maybe March or April.
Yeah.
They just don't communicate at all. But we try not to do that.
We try not to. Having winter nets is a big help, obviously, because then a lot of your members are there together, seeing each other at least once a week, batting, bowling, having a laugh together. So I think winter nets is not just important for, cricketing, but also just seeing your mates, staying in touch. I think that's a massive sort of pro when it comes to winter netting.
Me and Morgan mentioned in our first video that we've got some new faces coming in as well.
We do, yes.
And they will fit into the group it maybe is actually more socially than they will on the field.
Yeah, of course.
Andy Oates is a really nice lad. We know him already.
Yeah.
Josh, our Australian this year, who's coming over, he really nice lad. I spoke to him quite a lot, and he'll fit in with us, I'm pretty sure. He's ordered the whole of the club website.
Has he?
Everything.
Wow. Is he getting a rucksack?
No, because it's not on there yet. But he has ordered probably like $400 Australian worth of stuff.
That's mental.
It's got to be. He's ordered loads. I've got to pick it up for him. I'm buying a van.
It's Corley fun.
To pick it all up. He's ordered loads. But he'll be here over Easter, and so he'll be here before the Derby game. And then we've got Jamie Hannon, who's going to be in the threes to start with, but again, another nice lad, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah. When
you bring new players into a club, you want them to fit into your ethos, and I think these lads do.
Of course, yeah.
We've also got a couple more that we're working on. Jack Dunn announced he'll be starting in the Falls, but he played with me at junior level. Not been around the club for a long time, but he's come back, and again, really nice lad. I've known him for a long time. I think that's probably it's almost like an interview process, isn't it? Where they think they're going to fit in with you, but they've all fit in with us really well. Jamie was speaking to me before Christmas about joining, and he was dead keen. And yeah, I'm excited for them to get on the field with us and also to get me for social events.
Yeah, I mean,
see if they can have a beer or not.
Dear, no.
Sorry.
No, I think something we've done very well over the last few years is the recruitment side of things. Obviously, we're never going to turn a player away, but I think the lads that we have signed, they're great cricketers. So that's a huge bonus. But even better than that, they're just great lads to be around. They get on with the group. They're just good lads, good blokes.
I think the biggest attraction to this club now is becoming, like, obviously the cricket's good, the good standards. Socially though, like, it's a huge attraction. The things we have here, like you said, the tiki night, the stars in their eyes, and just the general after Saturday in the bar. Like, you could have the heaviest of losses here, and we have done in the last couple of years, and you're disappointed, you're sad, but it doesn't stop you then having a drink with your mates after the game and just sort of forgetting about cricket if you've had a bad day, and just, we get the cards out, whatever, get the music on. It's just, it's nothing that I've ever seen really. Like, because when at my previous club,
you don't want to badmouth.
Yeah, no. But like, it can be a lot. It was a lot different there, let's say,
different
and
vibe.
yeah, and cricket. We all take cricket seriously, but almost like if you lost, it ruined your day and it ruined your night, and everyone went home. Whereas here, it's like, oh no, I've had a bad day at cricket, but it's all right. I'll still have a drink with my mates, and we'll just have a laugh.
Yeah, you probably have like a 15-20 minute sulk, and then you.
And everyone has their sulks, and we come in the change room, everyone just sort of sits down. It's silent, and we have a team talk. But sort of when you get out this change room, it's like
draw a line
under it, and that's cricket. Like, you're not going to win every game. Sometimes you're going to get battered, but it's just all about how you deal with that, and that again almost comes back to the cricket side, that of the how you deal with that is a big part of, like, on the field as well, like dealing with bad things that happen.
Faiz has had that more than most.
Well, yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Don't think there was any need there, Stephen. No, I think it's very easy to get
you just take things to heart more than
I do think it's very easy to get sort of dragged down by previous week results. If you've had a bad net, you're going to sort of take that into a game with you. I think something we tried to do last year is just forget what happened last week, forget what happened in the nets. It's a whole new environment, it's a whole new game, start fresh. I just think that's a much sort of stronger place to be mentally when you're batting.
Do you think that's something we learnt from our Australian friends last year? Because they'd very much every game as an individual.
Yeah. I think Ed and Deck, sort of how they approach games, how they approach a bad game. I don't know, a little tantrum or two here and there between them, but not so much Ed, but Declan.
Do you reckon he's going to watch it?
No.
I think you should.
No. I'll send him the link. I'll send it over to him. But I do think how they approach net sessions and just games in general was very different. Obviously, me, Parker's netted with them a lot over sort of last season. A few others, but it was mainly the sort of six of us. And just how they approach nets is so much different, and trying to sort of take a little bit of that on board, I think definitely helped me personally. Deck's great cricketer. Some of the things he does in the nets,
I would say one of the best cricketers I've seen play for Corley.
But some of the things he does in the nets, I've not seen anyone do at this club, kind of thing. Like, just watching what he does and how that affects his game, it's a good thing to learn. So I do think sort of watching them and how they approach games differently and net sessions differently, massively sort of good for us as a club.
Yeah, Deck was very quirky with how, like, he netted and the way he netted and the way he wanted certain things. But like, you look at his record and it's like he averaged 46 or something.
Was that what his average was?
It was something like that. Yeah, it was might be 50, but like, you got 1,600 runs, including midweek. But like, he would be, if he was here, he'd either be netting or thinking about cricket, or obviously after the game he'd have a drink. But that's the only real time he just didn't think about playing cricket, and even then he did. But like, he was just so focused on what he was doing. Ed as well. I think he got a couple of first ballers in the end last season, but he wouldn't.
It was like feast or famine, weren't they? Like 100 one week and they get a duck the next.
Yeah. But like he didn't let that affect him one bit. Like he sort of he'd have a bit of he'd come in the changing room, take his stuff off, but then he'd come out and just be like, okay, what's going on? Who's batting? And he wouldn't go and like sit across the field and sit on a bench and sulk. So yeah, like you say, that is something to look up at and
just take on board, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to be a big part. It just is a big part of cricket, like discipline and not being so down on yourself if you've had a bad day. Like still thinking about, especially if you're batting first, you get out early on, you've got a whole day of cricket ahead of you. Like there's no point in sulking for the whole innings and then not being prepared for the second innings.
Yeah. Well, that point you still got over 50% of the game to go. That's a huge proportion of the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly. And if you have a bad day with the bat, all you can do really is perform in the field,
make it right. Yeah, that's it.
Sort of bounce back.
I think probably coming to the end now. 40 minutes we've been talking, boys. That's quite good. But I just want to sort of speak about our junior section and that transition into senior cricket. Now that we've all started in junior cricket, I know you're at another club, but we all started playing junior cricket before we made the transition to senior cricket. But one thing we've been priding ourselves on is that development going from under 13s, 14s into senior cricket.
Yeah.
How do you see our core group now in terms of getting them into cricket over the next 3 years, let's say? How do you see, what sort of position do you think we're in? So I think we've got some serious talent.
I think as a club, we are very, very fortunate with the juniors that we do have, the junior section, the sort of, as a whole, not just the juniors we have, but how it's run. The people involved, I know Blowers, Paul, Teej, people like that have put so much time and effort into the juniors over the last 5 years. Just we've got some great juniors, to be perfectly honest. And
let's start naming who we think is going to be some big guns. I'll start. I think Dougie Townsend is going to be a first team bowler.
Yeah, and I know
if he keeps going, he'll be a first team bowler.
100%. There's such talented children. You got Darwick in Paul's age group, who's very, very good. Obviously, you got some of the older lads, Alfie, lads like that, who are already sort of showing what they're capable of in senior cricket. I think what we've done very well with juniors is giving them a bit of a plan. They're not just picked to be a number at our senior level. They're picked to showcase their talent.
That's what we referred to earlier, wasn't
it? So I was going to say that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we've done that very well, because it's very easy to pick a 14-year-old lad and just say, look, you might not do much today, but it's the experience. Very easy to do that, but something we've come away from, I think, over the last sort of 5 to 7 years, where we've actually given the juniors a role, made them sort of valued in the team, show what they can do, and I think that, again, we're going back to sort of mentality and all of that kind of stuff. I think that is huge for a lad's mentality kind of thing, confidence, knowing that they're trusted by you, Dave Harris, in those sort of lower leagues to perform and then push up into the twos. And we've seen lots of juniors do that. So Aaron Bennett, Harnick, lads like that. Who are now in our first team. Hayden, obviously one of those lads as well. Just giving them a role, I think, is so important, which I think we've done very well over the last few years.
Yeah, no, I think you have to be so careful with juniors, especially coming up, because they're the years where they decide whether they're going to play cricket or not for however many years.
Yeah.
If they're
15, 16, I think is the key age.
Yeah, if they're put off by that age, then they're not going to play again. If they've had a bad experience, like I think when you first come into senior cricket, you wouldn't have any expectations of, well, I didn't anyway, of like, oh, I'm going to bowl 8 overs today and I'm going to bat 6. That just, no matter how sort of good you are at that age, you sort of don't expect that. But when
You've never batted 6, have you?
No. So it's never a problem for me. But
6 aside,
yeah.
6 aside. 6
but yeah, I think when they're sort of 14, 15, they have to have a role. They can't just be turning up every week thinking, well, I might bowl an over or 2 and I might bat in the top 6 or I might bat 8. They're sort of, if you're coming in expecting to bat 11 and not bowl or just be a fielder, it's going to, like I said, it's going to put people off. So I think it's so important to at least communicate. And then if you're going to say you're not going to bat or bowl, then they can decide what they're going to do, and they'll probably decide not to play. So
which is what
we trying to avoid. Yeah.
And the issue in the past with a lot of clubs.
Oh yeah, 100%. But here, like you said, the juniors that have come up, even the Parkers, like you say, Harnick, Aaron, they've all started. They all started at the fourth team or the third team.
Yeah.
And they've all shown that their persistence and their constant coming to training and the coaching they've had has now got them to the first team. I mean, I would say especially James, like he's probably like one of the first names on the team sheet now.
James was probably the first one we had where we had a genuine plan of progression for, I think, and he's now 21. He's 21 now?
21.
I think just turned 22. Okay. Maybe just turned 22.
Okay.
February.
Well, so early 20s. So he went into the second team in the COVID year, I think.
Oh, so he would have been 17?
Yeah, so he started
16, 17?
with me just before COVID. They went into the second team, and then he was smashing in the second team. He had a really good year in that COVID year, I remember. Matty was captain.
Yeah.
And then he went up to the first team, and like Morgan said, just kicked on, I'll say, without a doubt, first on the team sheet at the minute. But and he's currently applying his trade in Australia and getting even better. So it'll be interesting to see how good he is when he comes back. But yeah, he was the first one we did where we actually had a genuine development plan to get into that first team, and then it's kind of followed after that. That was Paul's age group, and then we had we have like Jack Hancock, Sam Ward, Harry Bennett towards the end of that junior period. God, there's so many names. Tyler played a few first team games. So I think we've learned a lot from that, and that's now filtered into the other age groups. But like I said, we've got Paul's age group now in the 13. There's some good players in there.
Yeah,
that's Alec mentioned. James
very good
Williams,
lads. James, yeah.
And then the year above Dougie, Jeff Thomas,
player,
leg spin, a good leg spinner who is now in Worcestershire Academy and is doing really well. I'm sure he'll be looking to play some threes games this year. Well, I doubt he will. There's a few names who I'm sure in a couple of years' time Morgan will be looking at and thinking you're going to be in one soon. So
it's not batting five though.
So yeah,
not batting five though. That's
not batting five. That's what Faiz wants to bat.
That's what's spoken for.
You almost have to say, like with the juniors, whatever team they're in, 3s, 4s, maybe even 2s, like you almost have to say you can have 6 games. You're going to bat 6 and you're going to bowl 5 overs.
Yeah,
but you are going to do that every game. Like you're not going to say, this week you're going to bowl 6 overs, but you've gone for 50, so you're not going to bowl again. You have to, with progression, you have to give them a chance. You can't expect them to perform well on their first game or even in the first 2 games.
But again, that's something we used to do, but never used to follow through with it, and that's something we are now doing.
Yeah.
For example, Dougie Townsend last year in the Falls, you're opening the bowling every week.
Yeah,
and he did.
Yeah,
and there wasn't one week he didn't open the bowling. And I think he was leading wicket taker in the Falls. I think he was.
Yeah,
I think he won best bowler in the Falls.
I think he won best bowler, but whether he actually was highest wicket taker, I think he was as well.
I never got a chance to really see him, but seeing him in the nets
over the winter,
he looks brilliant.
He swings it.
Yeah.
With the new Sherry.
I think that sort of takes us back to the importance of roles again. Just knowing what you're there to do. Because growing up, sort of when I was a junior, it was almost like you're in the team, but don't know what we're going to do with you until the morning of. You might open, you might bat 4, you might bat 6. We don't know yet. So I think the importance of roles. I think that's a lot of people have gone through that in the club where they're just not 100% sure what they're there to do. But I think over the past sort of, like I say, 4 to 5 years, I think we've been very good at giving players roles, sticking to those roles, giving them sort of not just a week to prove themselves at that point, but a month, 6 weeks, and then maybe reevaluate if you need to. But just gives people that confidence that you believe in them. I think that's very important. So, it's a bit of feedback for you, Skip.
Yeah,
it's a bit of advice.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Should we do some quick fire stuff?
Go on.
Oh dear.
Obviously, Faiz is our guest. Let's start. So, would you rather play one game in the Birmingham League or play 10 years in Division 1?
What happens after my one game in the Birmingham League? Am I done?
You never play in the Birmingham League again.
One game.
One game.
Where do I play after that one game? It's not very quick. Not very quick.
Quick fire.
God, it's quick fire, and he's putting situations in.
I'd play one game in the Birmingham League. Come back to the Corley ones.
You just said you should just be happy. Just
there you go. I've done it. Been there, done that. Do you know what I mean? Got the t-shirt.
But then what if after 3 years you're then not in Div 2, you're in Div 6 and 2s?
That's fine. I'm at Corley. Do you know what I mean? Corley's where the heart is. Corley's where the heart is.
What do you think? Just say about that one game in the Birmingham League.
No, I think I'd play
You'd rather say 10 years.
Yeah. One game's like.
Well, different answers there.
One game's like you might not bat or bowl. I suppose you can always say you played a Birmingham.
Been there, done that. Do you know what I mean? Got it.
It's not just a right about unless you've.
True. Yeah.
What's harder, taking a fifer or scoring 100?
Scoring 100.
I agree.
100%. 100%.
That is a debate, and I'd say it's 100.
I 100% think so. I think, especially at our level, I think batsmen, a lot of the time they get themselves out. So I think there's a bit of assistance there with the bowler.
Let's be honest as well, the pitches help as well.
Yeah, whereas being a batsman, I think you have to graft a lot more for that 100 rather than being a bowler at 5. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
Answer in the comments. Yeah.
Especially in the early months of the season as well. So it's a lot harder to score 100 than get a 5, and that's me saying that as a bowler. So some of the wickets played last year, to be fair, like obviously Deck got like 400s or whatever he got, but I still think taking a 5 is a lot easier.
Another one. So in the Watcher League, we have not had teas since COVID. Would you bring them back? Yes or no?
No, I don't think I would.
No.
I don't think I would.
See, there'd be if this takes off, there'll be clubs over there thinking they don't have a tit. And we're in the Watch League, we've not done it since COVID. And now, from me as a captain, it's a lot easier because you haven't got to worry about it. But I do like the tradition because I'm a traditionalist.
I think the tradition's cool and all, but I also think
people always used to go too big on tea.
Yeah,
especially when you field in second, and it showed. Let's just say that.
I don't know. I just quite like the bring your own lunch, get on with it. Get on with it. You get to eat what you like. You're not worrying about what they've made. Not that I ever worried. I just ate it. Do you know what I mean?
It costs more as well.
But also, you don't want to be going to some, especially in the third or fourth team, you don't want to be going to some ground where then you get people bringing sandwiches out of the back of their car.
Mate, I remember we had a away game. I won't say who against. I'm sure you'll know.
Don't say any clubs.
I won't mention clubs. Half time, end of innings, we've gone to the changing room and they're like, "Oh, we haven't got your lunch ready, lads. Can we have 10 minutes? We'll have it ready for you." We're like, yeah, cool. I think you were captain actually. They've gone to Tesco, brought 11 sandwiches and come back. Here's your tea, lads. And it was just cheese sandwiches.
I do remember that one. I don't remember the club. You have to tell me after we finish. I don't remember who that was against, but you'll have to tell me.
I'll go to Costco if you're going to do
Genuinely, just Tesco cheese sandwiches.
Costco would be alright. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Cheese sandwiches. That's all we had.
It just costs more. Yeah, people bring their own now, and I think it's just better.
Yeah. Okay, is there anything you want to ask? Quick 5 questions for us.
Where are the threes going to finish this year?
Yeah, what's your ambitions for the threes?
I think we will finish 4th.
New division.
Division 9.
Division 9.
There's a lot of teams for my third team that we've not played against before. And although we had a very good year last year, we lost one of our last 15 fixtures, which is phenomenal.
Some going.
Yeah, I'm going to say just there's a few strong teams in there, I think, or teams I think will be strong. I think if we finish 4th, maybe 3rd if we have a good year, I'll say we've done pretty well.
Yeah.
I think if we finish bottom half, I'll be a bit disappointed.
Highest standard our third team has ever played as well.
Highest standard our third team has ever played at. Largely, I think it's down to the first and second team doing well, but also the fact that we've now got a 4th team. It's now pushing.
I think it all filters, doesn't it?
It all filters. So, before I could be ringing someone on Saturday morning and saying,
"Can you play, please?
Can you play cricket, please?" And they haven't prepped us all, and they've literally come in. Their whites will still be dirty from the previous week. So they didn't think they were playing this week. Now I'm calling someone in who was already ready to go in the 4th team. So it's only a small little thing, but that makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
And again, talking about our squad, how strong it is, we have a lot more confidence in. You mentioned earlier, confidence in the squad when you're bringing up a second teamer, and that filters down. So, to answer your question, 4th.
Nice. Have you spoke to Dave Harris about his ambition for the 4th team?
Promotion.
So
he wants promotion.
A 4th team promotion. I like that.
With the additions we've had, it's possible, but it's just availability.
Yeah.
You just don't know. I think we'll have a good June, as we always do. I'll have a good July. August, we'll see.
That's when holiday season, isn't it? So
if we get through to that, we'll see what position we're in. But May last year, the 3rd team were terrible. And we all admitted that. If we start well, we'll be with a good chance come the end of the season, because we're always strong in June, July, always have good months, but we started absolutely terribly in May last year. So the start will dictate where we finish.
Yeah,
I'm going to say that.
I do think every team is in a very good spot at the minute. Obviously, I know we haven't started the season yet, but if you go into sort of like winter netting, seeing the lads train, and just where we are as a club, I've got high hopes. High hopes for all 4 teams this year.
One final question for Faiz Khan.
Here we go.
What's your favourite cheat meal after a game? So we said that we're going to cut down these cheat meals for Faiz and the rest of the
just Faiz.
just Faiz and the rest of the squad. But if you could pick one cheat meal to have after a game,
I feel like you could tell me this, Pies. It's a Nando's. I feel like you'd know that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You'd know that. You should know that about me.
Would that hit the spotlight?
100%.
Really?
Nando's always hits the spot.
That's your number one.
4 chicken thighs, garlic bread, mac and cheese with a starter of halloumi.
Mac and cheese.
Refillable drink.
There
we go.
I get the double chicken wrap.
How hot?
Medium.
How hot do you?
I'm on medium.
I'll go very
medium.
Yeah.
I expected hotter.
I used to, but then I realised I was doing that for my ego, not for taste.
I'm like, everyone's like, medium's like, you're like, no, medium's like perfect for me. But like,
he had it hotter for the ego.
I had it hot for the ego, and then realised medium is I matured. Basically,
I'm
going
to put that as a tagline for the podcast.
My ego.
Hotter is my ego. Mine's a Fino Pita hot with extra cheese, peri fries, garlic bread.
Peri fries I go for.
Or occasionally mix up the garlic bread.
Or mash.
Not big on the rice.
That is spicy though.
So you have medium, then you have a spicy rice.
Yeah. I know. No, to be fair, I do.
I'm not hearing much mac and cheese here.
I do. I'm
disappointed.
I like the mash, but then the spicy rice, I thought I'd give that a go a few weeks ago.
So you double potato, you have chips and mash.
Yeah, but you're double carbon as well over there.
Yeah.
Peri fries, garlic bread.
I don't have Nando's that often. So
I like to most people can't afford it now, mate.
I like to treat myself. It is, yeah.
It's very expensive.
Nando's, if you want to get in touch and sponsor us,
yeah, that'd be nice.
Then
I will buy. I will absolutely.
Just imagine that the Corley CC podcast sponsored by Nando's.
I would absolutely love life. That's my dream collaboration. I think that's my dream collaboration.
I might send them an email. Come on, lads, you know you want to do it.
Imagine that little Nando's logo here.
Yeah,
just a little Nando's logo above the Corley.
Right, mega. Faiz, is there anything you want to say before we wrap it all up?
Thank you for having me. Absolutely over the moon to be the first guest on the old Corley podcast. So
I've actually
happy
enjoyed
to be here.
Nearly an hour we've been talking. Wow. That's phenomenal. We didn't plan anything.
No,
we just waffles.
No, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Off the dome.
If you've made it through the hour, well done.
I'm going.
And, thank you. This is an experiment for us. It's not going to be regular. We're not going to do like one a week or anything like that. It'll just be as and when.
It's a bit sporadic, yeah.
And probably be do a few more in the season, but then in the winter it'll slow down. Or maybe the other way around, actually. Might do more in the winter.
Wow, yeah.
Who knows? Because we've got nothing else to do.
Off the cuff.
But yeah, we'll just keep it going. I'll try and spread it on social media. Give us a social media follow, Corley Cricket Club. I'll also put a thing out for where you can find our YouTube as well, if you're watching YouTube, but if you listen to the podcast. And yeah, thank you very much. Keep an eye on us on social media. And give us a follow, like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff you can do.
We're on Spotify now.
Share. Spotify. What? I don't know. I've never been on Spotify. What do you like it?
You can share it. You can share it.
Yeah. Downloads. Yeah, all helps. So yeah, thank you for everyone who's been listening, and we're hoping that this will be listened to by village cricket all over the country. That's the dream.
It's the dream. What a dream.
Because there isn't. No one talks about village cricket or like local club cricket, do they? Really?
No, especially not locally.
And it'd be nice if clubs out there go, oh yeah, those lads are a bit like us. We do that, or may even learn something. Who knows? So yeah, thank you very much, Faiz, for being our first guest.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Loved it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And we'll be back. I think our next episode we're going to have our overseas on. Josh.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
I think our next episode will be with Josh. So he gets here over Easter, and we'll have a chat with him. And I think that might be the next one. Maybe another one in between. We don't know.
Yeah,
but that'll be the aim. So yeah, thank you very much, and we'll see you or speak to you on the next one. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Turn us off.